Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, we are here to discuss today the client survey and teacher evaluation. In the system of education in Pakistan, teachers are evaluated through certain formats and system of performance evaluation. As we are studying about the title performance evaluation of educational personnel. So educational personnel are comprised of teachers, professionals, and educational specialists and the school administrators. So all these professionals are concerned with the school education system or anywhere in the system of education. So the three complete evaluation systems for all these three personnels will be discussed. Preset components of the effectiveness project professional evaluation system. As I earlier said that professional evaluation system means over here the system of education. We are discussing about the system of education. So teachers, educational specialists and administrators, all three people are involved in the system of education. Therefore, we have to discuss about the system of their evaluation. The criterion for their evaluation is based on the following components. For teachers, we can see first of all observations and then documentation log and student survey, goal setting, interim reports. The midterm reports are within the year performance reports and the summative report in the end of the year, whereas the final performance report is again on the basis of summative and interim is presented to the teacher towards the reflection of his or her evaluation. Similarly, education specialists are also evaluated. So to look into the effectiveness of their professionalism, again, the criteria is same as for teachers because both are teachers and they have to be in contact with the students. Therefore, student surveys are necessarily conducted. Whereas in the administrators log, you can see there is slight difference between the components through which they are evaluated. Here, climate survey is conducted instead of student survey because administrators in the system of education are not directly concerned with the students, are not directly in contact with, so students cannot evaluate them. Therefore, climate survey is conducted that might be of the peer and the personnel working within the organization on that very much climate or environment. So these all three categories have been discussed here in this slide. You can see the common components for all these three are teacher, school administrator, and education specialist. There is performance standards, indicators, and rubrics. Certain performance standards are set on the basis of certain indicators, and specific rubrics are allotted to them. Moreover, observation is also an instrument to evaluate them. Documentation logs is another evidence for evaluation. Then goal setting and surveys. For surveys, different survey tools are needed. Teacher performance standards These are the six standards on which the survey uh, tool is comprised of. These six factors or standards are measured towards evaluation of the teacher performance. Number one, professional knowledge. Uh, it's very necessary for the teacher to have some relevant knowledge of his profession. That is like the teacher demonstrates an understanding of the curriculum, subject, content, and diverse needs of students by providing meaningful learning experiences. Number two, instructional planning, the process through which and the method of teaching, uh, whatever the teacher have to opt. That's all about the teaching methodologies and the resources to meet the needs of the students. Instructional delivery. The teacher effectively engages students in learning by using variety of instructional strategies in order to meet individual learning needs of the students. So instructional planning and instructional delivery are some sort of different things. Planning is to how to be conducted the lecture and what method of teaching is he is going to opt there. Whereas in delivery, it might be some sort of merger of different strategies so as to meet the learning needs of the students. And then there is the assessment of or for learning. The teacher systematically gathers data, analyze it, and conclude that the results and measure the student progress and guide instructional content and delivery methods and provide timely feedback to both students, parents, and stakeholders. Whereas uh, evaluating teachers, same thing has been reversed towards them from the students and parents. Learning environment. The teacher uses resources, routines, and procedures to provide a respectful, safe, positive, student-centered environment. This is conducive to student engagement and learning. So the conducive to learning environment is very necessary for the students to be provided in the classroom by the teacher. And professionalism. The teacher demonstrates behavior consistent with legal, ethical, and professional standards and contributes towards the profession and engage the professional growth that results in improved student learning. So keeping in all these six factors are standards. When the students are asked to evaluate the teachers, they have to give them certain scores. At the level of university, the students are also involved in the end of the semester to evaluate the teacher. So that is also towards their performance evaluation. And the performance they have to fill in with, rather it is online or on the some sort of paper pencil. That is basically the survey tool, evaluation tool. That might be known as the client survey towards the teacher's evaluation. Accordingly, for the education specialists, performance standards, similar standards as were for the teachers, because education specialists and teachers are similar in the system of education and they have to uh, work on the similar lines. But there might be a slight difference towards defining and explaining their roles. As for professional knowledge, education specialist uses professional knowledge to address the needs of the target learning community while demonstrating respect for individual differences, cultures, and learning needs because they are the specialists and they have to work some a higher level from the teachers, because teachers are in the classroom. Communication and collaboration. The educational specialists communicates and collaborates effectively with learners, families, main parents, staff, and community to promote student learning and well-being. And similarly, for the assessment, they gather data, analyze it, conclude the results, and measure the learner program progress, and guide instruction and intervention, and provide timely feedback to the learner, family, staff, and community. Moreover, they also provide certain program planning and management uh, towards the coordinates and manages the programs and serves as consistency with the establishment. They also play a vital role towards program delivery. So they uses the professional knowledge to implement a variety of services for the target learning community. As far as their professionalism is concerned, they demonstrates the behavior that is consistent with legal, ethical, and professional standards, and contributes to the profession and engage the professional growth. Similarly, the school administrators again have six standards, but slightly different. Leadership for student learning. The school administrator drives the success of each learner through collaborative implementation of shared vision of teaching and learning that leads to students' academic progress and school improvement. School climate. The school administrators fosters to success of all students by advocating, developing, nurturing, and sustaining a safe, positive, and academically engaging school climate. They are responsible to provide the climate conducive to learning by all means. Similarly, they have to uh, manage the human resources. That's why they provide effective leadership in the area of human resources that play their role towards supporting, developing, evaluating, retaining the quality of instruction and support personnel. Organizational management. The school administrator fosters the successes of all students by supporting, managing, and overseeing the school's organization, operation, and use of resources. They have to play vital role towards the manage the organization. Communication and community relations. The school administrators uh, manage the successes of all students by effectively communicating, collaborating, and engaging stakeholders to promote understanding, support, and continuous improvement of the school's program and services aligned with the school's vision. They take good care of the sense that all of the activities prevailing in the school are aligned with the school's vision. As far as the professionalism is concerned, similarly, as for the teachers, as for the subject specialists, they have to be consistent with the legal, ethical, and professional standards regarding engagement, engagement in continuous professional development and contributing the profession. CISA 6 structure, instructional planning. That means they have to establish some performance standard. It, its example is for the teacher. Teacher align lesson objectives to improve curriculum using student learning data and guide the planning. This is the performance indicator. Earlier one was the performance standard. This is the performance indicator through which it can be measured that the teacher's efforts are aligned with the standards, whatever they start in the beginning. And as far as the performance appraisal rubrics are concerned, you can see here in this chart that distinguished, in addition to meeting the requirements of effective, the teacher activity seeks and uses alternative data and resources and regularly differentiates plans and modifies instruction to meet the need of all students. So through this activity and his style, he is distinguished. And when he is effective, the teacher plans using approved curriculum, instruction strategies, sources, and data to meet the need of the students. This is the effective because he is aligned with the vision. Developing needs improvement. The teacher inconsistently uses the curriculum, effective strategies, resources, or data planning to meet the all students' need. Now, where he is inconsistently using the curriculum, then he is developing. He is not developed. He is not effective. He is not distinguished. He needs improvement. This is the uh, uh, ultimate motive of this survey. In the in the result of this survey, it has been identified that rather he is effective or distinguished or needs improvement. This is the rubric appraisal. The teacher does not plan or plans without adequately using the curriculum or without using effective strategies, resources, or data to meet all needs of the students. It's unacceptable because he is not going to plan according to the curriculum. His activities and performance and working style is not aligned with the curriculum. So mm, he is not using effective strategies and sources. That is unacceptable. These are the four rubrics, performance appraisal rubrics on the basis of the performance standards and the indicators one can highlight. This is only can be done through the survey or the tool that indicates it. Therefore, CISA 6 structure has reflected very easily the level of teacher performance. Accordingly, for the professional specialists, you can see एजुकेशन स्पेशलिस्ट के लिए भी आप देख सकते हैं कि उसी तरह ही परफॉर्मेंस स्टैंडर्ड है वो क्या है कि एजुकेशन स्पेशलिस्ट जो है वो क्या करेंगे uses professional knowledge to address the needs of the target learning community while demonstrating respect for individual differences, culture, and learning needs. So to meet this performance standard, there are performance indicators. Here are the 6 indicators uh, that 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 will identify rather the education specialist जो है उसने वो standard meet किया है कि नहीं. So on the basis of the rubrics, it is identified that कि वो काम ये कर सके हैं कि नहीं. Again, all these 4 rubrics are distinct. First of all, if he is if he is working well, in addition to the meeting of the requirements of the effective, he is distinguished from the others. And if he will be effective, अगर वो लेवल परफॉर्मेंस जो है एक्सपेक्टेड लेवल ऑफ परफॉर्मेंस मीट कर रहा है तो वो इफेक्टिव है. और अगर वो नीड्स इम्प्रूवमेंट उसको है तो डेवलपिंग है. और अगर अदरवाइज है तो अनएक्सेप्टेबल. अनएक्सेप्टेबल से बेटर डेवलपिंग है, वेयर इट इज़ क्लियर दैट उसे इम्प्रूवमेंट की ज़रूरत है। लेकिन अगर वो लेवल परफॉर्मेंस लेवल पे काम कर रहा है, जो रिक्वायरमेंट है, एक्सपेक्टेड लेवल ऑफ परफॉर्मेंस है, तो वो इफेक्टिव है। और अगर उससे एडिशन कुछ कर रहा है तो वो डिस्टिंग्विश्ड है। सो thus through this performance appraisal rubric, it is decided that what sort of level of performance that educational specialists have achieved and where he is working, because indicators are highlighted over here. Similarly, for administrators, professional performance standard is here. That is, the school administrator drives the success of each learner through collaborative implementation of a shared vision of teaching and learning that leads to student academic progress and school improvement. So, for leaders or administrators, they have to focus on both of the students as well as the school improvement. So for them, indicators are 12. So on the basis of these 12 indicators, their performance appraisal rubric reflect that rather they are unacceptable, rather they are developing, are effective, are distinguished. If the school administrator does not support the success of each learner through collaborative implementation of a shared vision of teaching and learning that leads to students' academic progress and shared improvement, that is uh, that is the performance standard. So on the if he is not meeting that standard, he is that is unacceptable. And if he is doing something but level of expected level is not met, then it is said that need improvement. And if uh, he or she is meeting the level of performance, expected level of performance, then it is called that it will be, his performance will be placed on the column of effective administrator. And if in addition to meeting the requirements of effective, he is working more, then it is said that the administrator is distinguished from others. So this is the client survey to identify the performance level of a teacher, educational specialists, and administrators. Districts receive multiple forms to measure effectiveness that are straightforward, easy to use, flexible, or local needs, loaded into district system, accessed through multiple technology devices using the web-based My Learning Plan data management system. Districts mean the layers, like we say in our system of education in Pakistan, elementary, secondary, and tertiary education levels. There are multiple measurement forms like observation forms, documentation logs, student survey, communication logs, professional development logs, optional forms, summative evaluation forms, and option to add local forms mean कोई और भी हम इसमें ऐड कर सकते हैं. So accordingly here you can say that sample observation form जो है उसको स्टैंडर्ड 2 पे उन्होंने बनाया है इंस्ट्रक्शनल प्लानिंग की बुनियाद पर. इसको आप खुद देख सकते हैं कि up to what extent the indicators and the things have been covered at the level of stated standard. तो स्टार्ट में हमने कॉलम्स में पढ़ा था, स्टैंडर्ड 6 स्टैंडर्ड्स देखे थे ना, तो उसमें सेकंड स्टैंडर्ड की बुनियाद पर ये उन्होंने एक फॉर्म बनाया है जिसमें करते हैं वो लोगों से कमेंट लेते हैं कि बताइए इसमें क्या इंस्ट्रक्शन प्लानिंग अकॉर्डिंगली हो रही है कि नहीं। तो ये वही है जो इस स्टैंडर्ड के अंदर पॉइंट्स दिए हुए हैं। सिमिलरली डॉक्यूमेंट लॉग है, इसमें क्या कवर हो रहा है, उसके प्रोफेशनल सारे स्टैंडर्ड सारे कवर हो रहे हैं। इसके एग्जांपल्स आप देख सकते हैं डॉक्यूमेंटेशन की। समरी ऑफ प्लान फॉर इंटीग्रेटिंग इंस्ट्रक्शन, क्लास प्रोफाइल है, एनोटेटेड लिस्ट ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शनल एक्टिविटीज, एनोटेटेड सैंपल्स ऑफ टीचर मेड इंस्ट्रक्शनल मटेरियल, लेसन, intervention plan, including goals and objectives, activities, resources, and assessment measures. So accordingly, towards instructional planning and delivery, गोल सेटिंग फॉर्म का ये स्पेसिमन है। ये आप देख सकते हैं कि सेटिंग गोल, उसका कंटेंट क्या है, गोल का एरिया, फील्ड एरिया क्या होगा, बेसलाइन डाटा क्या होगा, गोल की स्टेटमेंट क्या हो सकती है, मीन्स ऑफ अटेनिंग गोल क्या हो सकते हैं, फिर स्ट्रेटजी डिवाइस क्या की गई है, एविडेंस क्या है और टारगेट डेट क्या है। सिमिलरली सैम्पल स्टूडेंट सर्वे, this is again an tool that is used to measure the performance evaluation or teacher evaluation. My teacher knows a lot about what she is teaching. Yes, no, sometime you may see 3 rating scale है, नीचे 5 rating scale है, strongly agree से strongly disagree तक जा रहा है। Accordingly, sample adult client survey, you can say it's again at the 5 rating scale, तो जिसमें उससे मुतल्लक वो सारा फीडबैक पीछे जा रहा है। स्कूल एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सर्वे, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर सर्वेज, इसमें विन साइट क्लाइमेट सर्वे है, इसको ऑनलाइन भी करवाया जा सकता है और ये इसके सैम्पल क्वेश्चन हैं। इस तरह के सवालात इसमें पूछे जाते हैं। हाउ मैनी सर्वेज डिड यू डिस्ट्रीब्यूट, अबाउट टीचर सेटिस्फेक्शन, स्टाफ सेटिस्फेक्शन एनालिसिस, सैम्पल समेटिव एवेल्युएशन फॉर्म। अगर प्रोफेशनल एक स्टैंडर्ड पर सिर्फ प्रोफेशनल नॉलेज जो है उस पर देखना हो तो ये कैन सी अनएक्सेप्टेबल, रूब्रिक्स वाला फॉर्म है ये अनएक्सेप्टेबल, डेवलपिंग नीड, इम्प्रूवमेंट। सो इसमें सर्वे करवा के नीचे टिक क्रॉस की जगह बनी हुई है। तो दैट वाज ऑल अबाउट क्लाइंट survey. Remain very interesting, and I think it was really amazing. It can be used at any level, wherever and at whatever the level we can wanted to know use this. That's all about the client survey about teachers, educational specialists, and administrators.